So, Brenda, what I heard yesterday is that you were yelling in the department meeting and being a bit aggressive with the staff. Tell me a little bit about what was going on.
Well, I think I was passionate about a topic and it was a pretty tension-filled conversation, but I don't know if I was being aggressive.
Okay, so you felt that the room was just tense and you were kind of maybe being strong about it and not yelling, though.
Yeah, I was firm. We were talking about, drops in sales and increase in customer complaints. And so, I think I was pretty firm.
Okay. So it was around the sales and customer complaints. Nancy down the hallway, my secretary, also said that she could hear you down the hallway with the yelling. At least that's how she felt, was it was yelling as well.
Yeah, I do recall raising my voice, I think, towards the end of the meeting because a lot of the staff were disengaged. Some were checking their phone. Someone even walked out of the room. And so it was quite frustrating.
Okay, so your staff really weren't respecting you as a boss.
It wasn't just respect. It was like they were just so disengaged. And this was a pretty serious meeting. We sent out a memo about what was expected, and it just seemed like everyone was checked out. So I think at the end of that meeting, I did raise my voice.
Okay, so you felt pretty unheard. What have you done normally in situations where staff aren't listening and paying attention like that?
Well, normally I just call out the behavior, but there was a jam-packed, agenda we had. And so, I didn't resort to normally checking in, taking the temperature, trying to regroup.
Okay, so this one was a bit abnormal compared to other times for you.
Yeah, I felt really pressured to get our team back together, right? So that wasn't my normal self either.
Tell me a little bit more about what this pressure was.
Well, we got shown our numbers and I got shown, hey, you guys, your team needs to come up with a solution to this and we need answers, by next week. And so we called a meeting. This was outside our normal staff meeting, and I was trying to check in with the team about what's their thoughts are, why the numbers are showing what they're showing, and I felt like no one was interested in pursuing that objective for that meeting.
Gotcha. So they weren't on the same page with you.
At least it felt like it from the lack of engagement and, lack of response.
And ultimately, you really wanted them to be part of the discussion to fix what's going on, to get the customer satisfaction up and to get sales up.
Yeah, definitely. That was my objective for going into that meeting, and it definitely didn't turn out that way.
Gotcha. So ultimately, you're hoping that the team will engage, you're hoping that they'll start listening and feel like they are part of the solution.
Well, they are part of the solution, and I think I was feeling frustrated because it was starting to feel like I was the only one holding responsibility for the numbers, and I felt alone from the team because no one was really, participating in this meeting.
Well, understanding everything you're saying, it sounds like really your heart's in the right place of just wanting everybody to be successful, wanting to see these customers happy, and it just got really frustrating. Just to make sure we're on the same page with our expectations for supervisors are that they're professional with their staff, professional with their team. So with that understanding of the expectations and looking at what you were going through, how might we go and deal with these situations a little differently in the future when you feel they're not engaged, they're not listening, they're not being part of the solution, and you're isolated, knowing at the same time we need that professional connection as well?
I think with anything that's kind of last minute, having to do with numbers and feeling pressure, I think it might be helpful to have Kathy sit in on the meeting with me in the future. If it's not a standard staff meeting and there's expectations and deadlines to meet, it might be helpful to have another person support me in that meeting.
Okay, so having Kathy there to be able to talk about the numbers and kind of where things are at and look for solutions with you would be helpful.
Yeah, that way I'm not like the only one talking and trying to find solutions and work towards the meeting's objective.
So that's for ones that you know are going to be a bit more tense and stressful because you know that there's a lot of pressure with the measures you're trying to meet.
Right. I think this one was the exception, to have support, and I definitely felt the pressure, and I think that's why I reacted the way I did.
Okay, so one solution with Kathy. How might you deal with the situation where there's that tension again?
I guess I could just check in with the group, take a deep breath and check in with the group. Name some of the behaviors I'm seeing, and instead of reacting, just check in.
Okay, so kind of use some of your strengths you were talking about before on that checking in and calling out some of the behaviors.
Yeah, I could have took a pause, took a deep breath and say, hey guys, what's going on here? I'm not getting any responses from you guys. You guys seem really disengaged. What's going on, right?
All right, so let's go ahead and give some of these a try, and let's check in, make sure that we're both on the same page as we go forward, but you'll ask for Kathy if you need her. You'll kind of make sure that, thinking about the skills you're already strong in doing, about calling out behaviors.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, well, thanks. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you for your feedback, Jim.